You know that moment in an argument when your voice gets louder, your chest tightens, and you start saying things you don't mean? It's like your brain shuts off, and later, you regret every word. In this video, you'll learn how to stay calm and in control, no matter how intense things get. Why arguments feel like war. Here's what's actually happening in your brain during an argument that nobody talks about. Your mind doesn't process disagreements as simple conversations. It registers them as genuine threats to your survival. The moment someone challenges you or raises their voice, your amygdala kicks in and floods your system with stress hormones. This isn't your fault. It's ancient wiring designed to keep you alive when facing real danger. But in a modern argument, this same system makes you snap at your partner, shut down completely, or say things you'll regret for weeks. Your logical brain gets hijacked, and suddenly you're fighting for your life instead of having a conversation. Once you understand this is pure biology, everything changes. You stop beating yourself up for losing control and start working with your brain instead of against it. This knowledge alone gives you power over your reactions. The number one mistake people make mid-argument. Most people make one fatal error when emotions spike. They try to win the argument while their nervous system is still in overdrive. But when you're triggered, your brain has one goal: defend yourself at all costs. Understanding goes out the window. So you raise your voice to be heard. You interrupt because you need to make your point. Maybe you shut down because it feels safer. And here's the kicker. The other person starts mirroring your energy. They get louder, more defensive, more closed off. Now you're trapped in a cycle where nobody's actually listening. You're just two people reacting to each other's reactions. Think about your last big argument. Were you really trying to understand their perspective? Or were you just waiting for your turn to prove them wrong? You can't force someone to hear you by overwhelming them with emotion. It never works. The power of the pause. The most underrated tool in any heated conversation is also the simplest: pause. Just 2 or 3 seconds of complete silence. That's all it takes to give your brain time to switch from survival mode back to logical thinking. When you feel that surge of anger or frustration, breathe. One deep inhale, slow exhale. This isn't some mystical technique. It's literally calming your nervous system. Your heart rate drops, stress hormones decrease, and suddenly you have access to your rational mind again. Instead of blurting out the first emotional thing that comes to mind, you get to choose your response. That pause creates space between what you feel and what you say. In the heat of the moment, that space is your superpower. Techniques that actually work in the heat. Once you've created that pause, here are 4 techniques that work even when things get intense. First, label what you're feeling. I'm getting frustrated right now, or I'm feeling defensive. This simple act of naming the emotion actually cools down your brain's emotional centers. Second, lower your voice. When they get louder, you get quieter. It's magnetic. They'll unconsciously start matching your energy level, and it keeps you grounded in your own calm. Third, mirror their words back to them. So what you're saying is, this isn't about agreeing. It's about showing them they're being heard. People fight harder when they feel ignored. Finally, shift from blame to curiosity. Instead of "you always do this," try "help me understand why this is important to you." Questions dissolve defensiveness in ways that accusations never can. The mindset that keeps you in control. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. You're not there to win. You're there to understand and be understood. When your goal becomes connection instead of conquest, your entire approach transforms. Emotional control isn't about pretending you're not angry or hurt. It's about knowing when and how to express those feelings in a way that actually gets you heard. Every single time you choose calm over chaos, you're rewiring your brain to make that response your default. The person who can stay centered while others lose control holds all the power in any situation. Not power over others, but power over yourself. And that's the kind of strength that transforms every relationship in your life. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, until staying calm isn't something you have to work at. It's just who you are.